Not this Maps! 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 Not this Maps!
What happened this morning?
Well, over there at City Council meeting, there was multiple citizens that wanted to speak for or against Maps, and basically City Council shut them all down, told them they weren't allowed to speak about it, said that they were going to adjourn to executive session to speak on a couple issues, and then instead of coming out for adjournment, they basically just shut the meeting down. They didn't even have an official adjournment. We tried to go back in and speak, and they didn't want to even address it.
You can't have fire, police, and city employees shrink in size over the last 10 years and expect them to keep up with the booming population and economic development. That's the plain as that.
Cutting the police, you overwork them, you stress them out, that's putting them at risk and it's putting your citizens at risk. So tell me, where do we come into this? Then you want to build a playground for the rich? Come on now.
And that's all it is.
Let David and Chesapeake and all of them build their own part. But don't mistreat the people that have lived in Oklahoma all their lives, that have been faithful citizens, and then you start treating us like we don't count. Then when we object to something you say, you want to get indignant and have an attitude?
Well, if we could ask the mayor one question, what would you have us ask him?
When are you going to start working for us?
We are tired of spending our tax money for frivolous things. We need to build up our infrastructure. We need to support our firemen and police. The city is growing. It's going to keep growing. The momentum needs to be there. Thank you.
It's just a good family fight.
So I want to thank you all that are here with police and fire. And I would like to also say I resent highly the sliming against the police and fire that's been coming in the media against them. My question is to Mr. Mayor and the media, what is it about 200 fewer policemen and 50 fewer firefighters that we need that you do not understand? First and foremost in this city, we need police and fire protection, and we better take care of that first and foremost. I also want to say the truth is not being told about Maps. There's lots of deceit, misrepresentation going on here. Among all of these things, if there are any investigative reporters here, I would start looking at conflicts of interest. Who owns the property in and around the Maps projects? Existing and proposed. Compare that list of ownership to the people supporting this, and you might find a story or two.
That's right.
I've just been told, and I haven't verified it, but you might start with who owns this old city air park just where it's one of the proposed convention centers. Now I know that the pro-Maps people who have a lot to gain from public funding for private profit have spent tens of thousands of dollars with media buys with the television stations and newsprint. I also know, having had a radio station myself 15 years ago, that any news director is going to have the sales director come talk to them and say, we don't have to go that hard on this investigating this Maps things, do we? After all, we have a $50,000 television buy pending right now, and if they pull that buy because we get too deep into this, that might not help our revenue stream. That's how it works, folks. So I'm really happy to see the courageous press, media that are out here today. But I suggest you follow the money, and also follow the money that goes from the hotel-motel tax for economic development to the Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce that is pushing this Yes Maps issue. Right. This country is in a crisis, and everybody here knows it.
That's right.
Gold is streaking towards $1,200 an ounce, and that is not a sign of a green shoot of recovery, folks. That's like the thermometer in a hospital patient going up to 110. This country is sick. We have bankruptcies rising, foreclosures rising. We have unemployment rising. States all over the place are going bankrupt right now. California's in line. Most every state in this country is falling way short in revenues. The state of Oklahoma is $1 billion short. In Oklahoma City, sales tax revenues have fallen for 9 months in a row. The collections that came in November were almost 13% short of November a year ago. The NBA tax, what I like to call Maps for millionaires, which was really Maps 3. That was really Maps 3. That's part of the deceit in this. The 15-month tax to support the ownership group that has brought the thunder to Oklahoma City wanted a $121 million subsidy from the taxpayers of Oklahoma City to bring their team here. They couldn't bring the money out of their own pocket. That's public funding for private gain, folks.
Right.
That tax is coming up about, right now, it's 13% short. So when this tax expires March 31st, that's going to be about $15 or $16 million that the city is on the hook for, and it's going to have to make up. Now, if Maps3 Tax passes and it's an open-ended slush fund, guess what's going to be one of the first things on the agenda? And if it doesn't pass, Maps3 doesn't pass, which it's not going to, it's going to have, that money's going to have to come out of the general fund. So what I'm saying, part of this, and I'm going to go over the top 10 reasons why now, is this is the wrong tax at the wrong time. The big momentum that the yes supporters keep talking about is the momentum to keep the Oklahoma City taxpayers taxed with this 17-year-old temporary sales tax. It's a 17-year-old temporary tax they don't want to let expire because they don't want to have to come to you again with real projects on the ballot, specified, fleshed out for you to vote yes or no on. They want you to vote for pie in the sky using their projections that it's a $750 million tax over 93 months for whatever they basically decide they want to spend it on.
That's $1,000 a person.
Yes, it comes out to about $1,000 a person over 7+ years. That's $10 a month per resident in each household. That's almost $500 a year for a household of 4.
No, it's $1,000 per person. It's about $4,000 per household over the tax.
But per year, it comes out to about $500 per household. So
that's a lot of money for some people.
We are moving deeper into recession or depression, so this is the wrong time to extend this burden on the taxpayers. The taxpayers of Oklahoma City need a break.
That's right.
The businesses of Oklahoma City need a break. Think about it. If we use the mayor's terms, which are totally bogus, of $100 million a year, it's going to be more like maybe $80 million a year. If the taxpayers have that money, where are they going to spend most of it? They're going to spend it with businesses right here in Oklahoma City. That's going to strengthen businesses in Oklahoma City. They're working hard to provide our day-to-day needs. It's going to strengthen jobs, and it's going to benefit the city with indigenous organic growth.
Right.
Love this map.
That's the #1 reason we need to kill the Maps tax. The second reason is that these taxes, sales taxes, are regressive. To show you how out of touch the Oklahoma City elite is, and the Sunday Oklahoman, get this, if anybody reads it anymore. I do. I get it for $1 a month for Sunday and Wednesday so they can sell the flyers. At the very top editorial it says, there's no simple solutions to easing tax burdens.
Oh, come on.
They admit Oklahoma's tax structure is regressive.
Oh, no.
And at the bottom, after they say there's no simple solutions, they're saying, let's build a new convention center to improve Oklahoma City's future. Does anybody see a disconnect there? So that's reason #2. These sales taxes are regressive. Third thing is that passing this right now is going to further drive the city's operating budget into further deficit and a deeper hole. As I said, we're already short 200 police and 50 firefighters, building more facilities that need more maintenance, more repair and more operating expenses is further going to exacerbate the budget strains we have right now. The city's already called for a 2% across-the-board budget cut starting in January. The fourth thing I've alluded to, this is an Oklahoma City Council slush fund. This is an open-ended tax referring to Exhibit A. Exhibit A doesn't even have priorities on the projects or costs. These have all come out since then. They had to change the city charter to put pie in the sky on the ballot. They ought to come back, they ought to rework, revise their projects, get specific, put them on either itemized or one at a time rather than in a bundle, and give the taxpayers a chance to vote on something real.